Alright, welcome to the Game Awards. We are here on the website, it's been opened. It's just like Christmas, man. Waiting for the Game Awards is like waiting for Christmas. It is the only thing better than Christmas, is the Game Awards. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to teach anybody who watches this the correct answers to vote for. The only correct answers to vote for. If you vote for anything else, you are wrong. Well, for the Game of the Year. for the Game of the Year. Great, the website doesn't even work. Okay, there you go. Game of the Year. You are wrong on every fucking field if you think for even a second that anything other than Baldur's Gate wins Game of the Year. I'm going to tell you why. Baldur's Gate had such an uproar in the community because the game was too good. It was so fucking good that every single game this year got delayed because the expectations for Baldur's Gate set the bar so fucking high that developers would rather wait to delay their game so it wouldn't be anywhere near Baldur's Gate 3's release, just so that it doesn't have to stand up to how well this fucking game sold. This game's reviews were nearly perfect. It is the only game with perfect reviews ever since, like, 1998, Ocarina of Time. What is Ocarina of Time? Yeah, 1998. The only other game in existence with perfect review scores is Ocarina of Time. 1998. Baldur's Gate 3 rivaled that. It had the biggest Baldur's Gate also had the biggest player base out of any game since the release of fucking it toppled Cyberpunk's release. And Cyberpunk had like months and months of hype build up. This game came out of nowhere and beat Cyberpunk on release. Now, let me tell you why that is so impressive. Because Cyberpunk had so much fucking hype around that game that you can pretty much guarantee that 1 in 5 people in the United States, in Europe, in fucking... and like 1 out of 10 people in all other countries knew about Cyberpunk, man. It was the most ridiculous game to ever be released. Because it was the biggest fucking thing ever. Since like GTA 5 and Skyrim. And Baldur's Gate beat that. Baldur's Gate 3 like perfectly encapsulates and perfectly utilizes its IP. The voice acting is outstanding. You don't have Mortal Kombat 1 where you have fucking Megan Fox voicing like as shit as possible. Like every single character in this game is great. There's so many fucking ways that you can play and go about the game. It is absolutely ridiculous how much you can do in this game. Every single playthrough that you play through this game will be different, and every single person will experience something else. It is the perfect RPG. It is outstanding. The only problem with Baldur's Gate 3 that a lot of people would probably say the same is that if you do not have a good computer, you will probably not be able to play the game. The game is really graphic intensive. So if you've been playing on a shitbox for years, it's about time you get an upgrade. Alright, I could talk about this game all day, but anybody else who opposes Baldur's Gate 3 being Game of the Year is just wrong, and that you're just stupid. Because it's just a fact. So, best game direction? Oh yeah, definitely Baldur's Gate 3. Although yeah, no question about that one. Best narrative. Ooh, Cyberpunk has such good storytelling though. Baldur's Gate 3 has really good storytelling too, like I just said. But I don't want to just put every category into Baldur's Gate 3 because I because I already know it's gonna win Game of the Year. So might as well try to alleviate in other categories. Even though at the Golden Joystick Awards, it literally won almost every single award. The the amount of voters for the Golden Joystick Awards. No game has ever had such an upset than Baldur's Gate 3. 71% of all gamers voted on Baldur's Gate 3. 71% is such a ridiculously high percentage. That is like if you were to take out like if you were to like eliminate like just set like 70% of the world's population, you would end up with like fucking my god. Yeah, you would end up with like less than 1 billion people. So you can technically yeah. It's yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, and it won literally every award other than best multiplayer game because it's not a multiplayer game. It's not really a multiplayer game. Probably vote for Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk had really good storytelling. I love the world of Cyberpunk. Best art direction? Best art direction. Technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Hi-Fi Rush or Liza P? Probably go Hi-Fi Rush. The art is really good in Hi-Fi Rush. Best score in music? Ooh, best score in music. Alan Wake 2, Final Fantasy, and Baldur's Gate. Alan Wake 2 just released. It's not really that fair. I mean, if you were to watch like any video nowadays, kind of like Persona 5, right? Where you still hear, where it's like people are starting to like take the music out of like Baldur's Gate and put it into their videos as like background noise. As perfect ambiance. Probably go with Baldur's Gate 3 for best music. Baldur's Gate 3 is like the Persona 5 of music. It is crazy good. Best audio design? Oh yeah, which by the way, Baldur's Gate 3 rivals Persona 5's music and sound composition. Which by the way, Persona 5 got such high appraisal for its awards that it literally won the best album award for the decade because the music was just too good. And Baldur's Gate 3 has similar awards to Persona 5. It's fucking nuts, dude. Best sound design? Probably Alan Wake. Alan Wake or Resident Evil. I'll probably do Alan Wake for best sound design. No, Dead Space is an old ass game. I'm not gonna vote that. Alan Wake 2. Best performance. Ooh, best performance. That's a good one actually. I would have to say, it just was really good in Cyberpunk, but I don't know. Neil, Cameron, I'm thinking Ben, but I don't know. Cameron does really good in Star Wars. Cameron or Neil? For Cal and Asterion. I'll probably go with nah. Probably go with Neil. Best performance. I really want to do Cal though, or Cameron though for Cal. It's really good. Innovation and accessibility. Oh, Street Fighter. No fucking doubt about that one. The fighting game community is such a gated community because the skill barrier to entry is so fucking ginormous. And Street Fighter 6 just broke down that barrier, finally. Out of like 40 years of fighting games being shit to play for casual gamers, Street Fighter 6 is the perfect game. No fucking doubt. Games for Impact. Thought-provoking game with pro social meaning or message? What the fuck does that mean? Oh my god, Volcano High was in the PlayStation 5 Game Award like showcase like 3 years ago. Probably just Space for the Unbound. Best ongoing development. Best ongoing development. I would pick Apex Legends, but the amount of times that the community has tried to boycott Apex Legends is crazy. Like about 2 years ago, there was a boycott that lasted like not too long, and then about a year ago, there is 2 boycotts actually, towards the beginning of the year and like towards the middle. And then this year, we haven't had a second boycott yet for Apex Legends. People just do not like Apex Legends. Competitive gamers do not like Apex Legends. So it doesn't really sound like good development for me. The MMO for Final Fantasy is really good. Genshin Impact is alright. I'd probably do Final Fantasy or Fortnite. I'll probably do Final Fantasy, honestly. Final Fantasy 14. Its best ongoing development. It's doing really well. It always has been. Been going strong for a while. Best community support. Transparency, responsiveness. Definitely not Cyberpunk. Definitely not Destiny 2. Definitely... yeah, definitely not Cyberpunk and Destiny 2. Final Fantasy 4, No Man's Sky. Their idea of transparency is just not fucking saying anything at all. And not communicating with the community. So that's either Baldur's Gate or Cyberpunk, which aren't really that strong with transparency either. I think just by default this would have to go to like the MMO. Definitely not Destiny 2. Yuck. I mean, yeah, the developers are really fast, and social media sort of like responses are really quick with Larian Studios. Same as Square Enix, but I'll probably go with Larian Studios. Best independent game. Outstanding creative technical achievement in a game in a site traditional publisher system. Oh, dude, Dave the Diver. Hands down, Dave the Diver. It got 3rd place. Dave the Diver. Besides the juggernaut that is Baldur's Gate 3, Dave the Diver got 3rd place in like total appraisal behind Diablo 4. Never played Dave the Diver though, so this vote really isn't fair. Same as like Final Fantasy. I just follow the community slightly. Best debut indie game? Oh, as stupid as it sounds, best indie game? It has to be Pizza Tower. Best debut indie game, Pizza Tower. Pizza Tower is so fucking stupid, man. It's so good though. It's so genius. It's a really genius game. It's fucking stupid though. It has to be Pizza Tower. Best mobile game? Unironically, gonna be Honkai Star Rail for best mobile game. Mobile games are always shit, but at least Honkai Star Rail is playable. Don't know much about Honkai Star Rail, so this vote really isn't fair. Best VR AR. Best VR? I don't know. VR is like really gimmicky. It doesn't really work well. Haven't heard much about Gran Turismo's VR. Haven't heard much about Horizon. Don't even know what this game is. And Synapse. I heard about it, but I don't know much about it. Just by default, from my knowledge, it had to be Resident Evil. Best action game. Ooh, definitely not Dead Island. Definitely... I mean, Sci-Fi Rush does have pretty good action. Remnant 2? I don't know about Remnant 2. Anything that comes out of Gearbox nowadays is just shit. Ghost Runner 2 is pretty good, but I'd have to give it to Armored Core. Armored Core is just peak action. Best action adventure? Alan Wake 2 is pretty good. I'm not going to drop a single vote for Marvel Spider-Man. Just going to let you guys know. That game is overrated. How come this super mega popular game with amazing critic scores has very below average user reviews? Isn't that so weird, guys? Fucking Marvel Spider-Man 2 is The Last of Us 2 of this year. It is a critic's favorite game ever. Just like Last of Us 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the perfect game for a critic to play. Or like a casual person to play. But it is the absolute worst game you can possibly play, just like Last of Us 2, if you actually play video games. And I'm talking a casual gamer is somebody who doesn't use the internet at all, who just logs on to like their PS4 or PS5 or like Xbox One, Xbox S, and plays the game after work for like 2 hours and then goes to bed. That is a casual gamer. But if you actually care about like the meta, or if you care about like strategies, or like game direction, innovation, you know, somebody who just plays the games as just a side hobby. Like a critic. Even though a critic plays games often, they are like still casual gamers. Because they only play the game because they are forced to, not because they have any sort of need to. Any sort of want. It's very weird. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will probably win Game of the Year because the critics like jerking themselves off. So, I'm not even going to get a cast a single vote for Spider-Man 2. I hope it doesn't win anything. Best action adventure, unironically, probably just Tears of the Kingdom. Best RPG? Why'd you even ask? Best fighting game? Oh, why'd you even ask? It's Street Fighter. Every other game, every other fighting game, including Mortal Kombat 1, has came out with mixed reviews. Street Fighter 6 is the only game that sold extremely, like, well in terms of critics, in terms of the casuals, competitive gamers, and like it's very innovative, very innovative. Best family game? Pikmin 4 or Wonder? Both by Nintendo, yeah. Nintendo is perfect in terms of family games. Nobody creates better family games than Nintendo. That's just a fact. Wonder, I don't know about Wonder. Probably go with like Pikmin. Best simulation strategy game. That's an old ass game. Fire Emblem Engage. Just like most recent Fire Emblem games. The last good Fire Emblem game was Fate. And that was like a while ago, dude. That was like 6, 7 years ago. And they keep pumping these bitches out like every 2 years. Fire Emblem is like the COD of Nintendo. Whenever Nintendo needs more money, just like Blizzard and Activision with COD, they just release another COD, or they just release another Fire Emblem. Like, they release the game, and then they release this mega dick expansion a year later, and then the new game. This year's Fire Emblem was very lame. City Skyline Tune is mixed reviews, though. Even though I was trashing on, like, Fire Emblem for being, like, the worst strategy game, it's unironically probably still the best one here. Like, Company Heroes is alright, Advance Wars is years old, doesn't count. Pikmin 4 isn't really a strategy game. It's just the best of the garbage. Like, if you had choice between eating vomit, eating, like, shit, and eating, like, dead animal carcass, at least eating vomit, it came out of your stomach. So you've already, you already consumed vomit. It's the best of eating shit and dead animal carcass. Best sports racing game? Oh god. Ugh. Ugh, racing games, man. Dude, sports games are always shit, dude. It's crazy how bad they are. You know what? Fuck it. This is just gonna be my meme vote. I'm gonna vote for Hot Wheels. Because at least Hot Wheels is cool. The other games are not, and they're all EA. And fuck EA. That's my only meme vote. Best multiplayer? Baldur's Gate doesn't have multiplayer in it. Or that much. It does, but it's like... You know, you can play... It's optimized for you to play through single player. Diablo 4 is such a fucking bad game. The only game that is ranked worse than Diablo 4 by Blizzard Entertainment is fucking Overwatch by Blizzard Entertainment. They literally have created the two worst rated games of all time. Overwatch and Diablo 4. There is no bigger joke than these two games. Do not vote for these two games. Mario Bros. Wonder. Best adaptation. Dude, the Mario Bros. Movie was so good. Castlevania, dude, is so good too, man. But Mario Bros. Movie got it like $1 billion in the box office, I think. Yeah, you gotta get the Mario Bros. Movie. Best adaptation. It broke the video game curse. At least for itself. Not for not for FNAF, sadly. Most anticipated game. I don't hear any talk about Hades. I don't hear any talk about Like a Dragon. I don't hear any talk about Star Wars Outlaws. And I hear some things about Tekken 8. Definitely give this to Final Fantasy 8 Rebirth for most anticipated game. Content Creator of the Year? Yucky. Can I skip this one? Can I skip this one? Best content creator? They need to put more than just 5 dudes here. All 5 of these fucking creators got in like major controversies that almost ended their channel. There is no right answer. The only right answer is going for Cypher PK, because he is kinda friendly family. Kind of. Best esports game? Oh, dude, it doesn't even matter what I vote for. It's gonna be Counter-Strike or Valorant. They're just... Probably Counter-Strike. No doubt about Counter-Strike. Best esports athlete. I don't follow esports too much. I'm not gonna vote for League of Legends. I've at least heard about Hydra. This is the only guy that I've heard of. Although I don't really know much about that subject for esports. Best esports team? Fucking Evil Geniuses probably. That's the only esports team that I've heard about. Best esports. Oh, god damn it. The one behind Evil Geniuses. There you go. I don't know much about esports. The esports scene this year. Best esports event. Oh my god. Fucking. Probably just Evo. Evo is always a good pick. I don't know much about that either. Oh, that's the end. Alright, that's the end. So, here, if you missed anything, here's my category. So, yeah, so, here are all 6 of these votes. Don't really follow esports too much. I'm not quite certain about these votes here. And what was didn't know much about the VR games, so I wasn't able to like really vote about that one. Same as Game for Impact, whatever the fuck that meant. It was some random ass games I never heard of. Other than that, yeah. So here's some of the correct answers. This is the cheat sheet for what answers to vote for. These are all the correct answers, by the way. Except for this part, you can do whatever you'd like with the bottom part here. So just like this half, or just this part. These are all the correct answers. That's all you need to know. Alright. But yeah. There you go. So I'm already gonna bank it. I'm gonna assume. Oh fuck. So I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna assume that because the critics love making out with themselves in the mirror, it's gonna be Spider-Man 2 for best game of the year, or for game of the year, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna be so bad, man. It's gonna be so bad. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It has to be Baldur's Gate.